Welcome to Outlaw Radio on a Monday night, live from the basement. It's your man, 50 Grand, Kevin Barnes. I'm in the building for a somewhat sober edition of Outlaw Radio, but we're going to have a good time tonight regardless. We're going to talk about some things that are positive, some are negative. Put the women and children to bed, but you can keep the women up, just put the children to bed. It might be some crucial conversations tonight. I am not alone. I have my co-host with me, Miss Courtney Francois, the Juice Lady. What's going on with you, sis?
Hey y'all, how y'all doing? It's me, Courtney Francois, the Juice Connoisseur, not a talker but a doer, the owner of Alki's Wellness and the podcast host of Conversation with Francois. That is me. Yes.
So, Kamar will be in tonight. He'll be in a little bit late, but because we know he's doing Meatless Mondays, right? So Kamar's out and about. He's doing what he needs to do. So we're gonna get it popping, and our brother will come in. I wanted to start the show out. I want to, actually take a moment of silence, and a moment of condolences and prayers for the family that lost their lives on 21st and Wright. At this point, there's, I believe, six people found dead in the house, supposedly murdered execution style. I don't know totally what all the facts are behind this because the investigation is still ongoing. But I just want to say, man, the violence in Milwaukee is ridiculous right now. The violence in Black America is ridiculous, and we got to start working on some solutions. And I'm assuming that there's some children involved in this. I certainly hope not, but I believe that there are. So I just kind of want to take a, 3, maybe 5, 6 seconds of silence and just send a word up to whoever it is that you praise and condolences for this family. I believe six people. So, like I said, man, welcome to Outlaw Radio. It's a Monday night. It's live from the basement. I got my co-host with me, my sister, and my brother Kamar will be along. We big up Black businesses. So if you have something positive or progressive that you're doing in the community, please bang the line. Shout out to Ernest Walker. Ewok hit the Cash App last week and donated to the cause, so we surely appreciate that. It's running across the bottom of the screen. And this is all just to keep building in the direction that we're headed in. As you can tell, our production has stepped up a little bit. Things look better, they sound better. And we just want to continue that trend just to make this it's already the best podcast in the mill, but we want to make sure that it continues to be so. And I encourage you to share the show. You don't have to hit the Cash App if you really want to do something for us. Just share the show. That's all we ask. Just share the show. What's going on, Courtney? What's going on with you on this cold Monday night?
Man, let me tell you what I did earlier. I'm out in the world having a good day. I go to Aldi's and busting moves. I go to Whole Foods. I go get a car wash because I paid for that unlimited $18 for the unlimited car washes. So I go get a car wash, get all the stuff off, and I go to Myers, go shopping again. So I start the car, I hit the button, unlock all the doors, put the groceries in, I put the key in, and then I close the door. And I go to open the back door. I'm like, nigga, no. Did I lock the doors and start the car in my purse? It was
Monday, right?
A locksmith, and then there's a white dude, white folks, they always watching. That's what they do. So as soon as the dude pulled off, he was like, hey, I see you got OnStar. All you had to do was call OnStar and they would have unlocked it for you. I was like, you know what? I'm going to set that up right now. And I did.
Okay.
Now I can start my car from my phone. I can unlock it from my phone. It's an app. Who knew?
Did you not know about OnStar? Did you have this? You had this car. You didn't know about OnStar.
Don't start this with me now, because you always first started with you people. Now it feels like we're going in that direction of you young people. Don't you? I saw the OnStar, but I didn't set it up. I just didn't too much care. But look, right. I care now. I got it now.
Right, Black people always being cheap. Y'all, you want to hide something from us? Where you put it at? No, it's too damn cold to be locked out of car. I'm glad you were able to get back in. I'm glad it worked out for you.
Thank you. It was like $90.
Ooh, Lord. I mean, but better safe than sorry in a season like this. Especially, this is supposed to be the coldest air of the year that we're getting in Wisconsin right now. If you're in the Midwest, it's just cold. It's winter. It's January. I mean, I don't know what people. It's cold. Yeah, well, it's Wisconsin in January, right? Like I don't know where you've been, right? So. I'm glad you were able to get back in. I seen you had posted that, and you said that a brother. I thought you did you call a locksmith or
Yeah,
was
I
it a brother
Googled
who?
it and he pulled up. I tried to call AAA and they wanted 90. Should have just paid my AAA. But he pulled up and then, he was like, hey, make sure you shout me out on Facebook. I'm like, you know it. Look, gave me his autobiography, all of that. Who just got their autobiography on hand?
Right. It all started in a little shack by a river. What's the brother's name? Right. What's his name?
So shout out to Lorenzo Williams. Shout out to
Okay,
Lorenzo.
Lorenzo Williams. For helping a sister out, right? Right? Damsel
Yes.
in distress a little bit, even though
Man,
we know you a warrior princess, but you's a damsel in distress today, right?
I was. Got to call everybody. Look.
Nobody answers when you really need them type shit, right? So, but yeah, man, hit the number if you wanna get involved in the conversation. It's live from the basement. We're gonna talk about a bunch of different stuff tonight. Um, like I said, the 6 bodies that they found, and I seen a lot of people chime in and talk about how, because I posted it in the People's News Network, and they talked about how close in proximity they actually are to these murders. Like, people say, "I live around the corner." People say, "I knew these individuals." And it's 6 people at once and supposedly, allegedly murdered, execution style. This is ridiculous. Like, now, if this is where we are, right? Like, so this is why, my wife always asks me, like, why is there like a firearm like everywhere strategically located around our house, right? Like, so she's moving furniture up, AK-47 fall from under the couch type shit. I'm not joking, right? Like, so, but I'm like, because you never know when it's gonna come. Now, once again, I'm speaking without knowing all of the facts, but allegedly the first reports were that these were execution style murders. So, and if there's children involved, you gotta ask yourself, what kind of individual, what kind of sick individual comes. I mean, there's no debt in this world. No debt, no amount of drugs, no matter what battle you got into, that's worth 6 human lives. So it's, I'm hoping that they catch whoever's responsible for this. And man, I don't know, for the family, what do you say? What do you say to the family of these people? I'm already seeing that one of the sisters, people are saying that they knew her and this kind of thing. So it's a crazy situation. And that's not the only murder that happened. I think there was 9 people murdered over the weekend in Milwaukee. And you think when it's cold, like the murder would go down, right? Like
Yes. Yes.
you would
Yes.
think that, right? But that's not the case. And it's something in our community that's missing that we got to try to find. We got to try to come up with it. We need to, get some understanding
It's
because
love,
this is
Kev.
I
Clearly.
I I would agree with that. I would agree with that. And I've said many times that we're a godless people, and people say God is love, so it all makes sense. However you define God, I wanted to
Yeah.
put that on there. Right. We
Right.
know how I define it, right? But
Yes.
however you define it. So hit like, hit share, hit follow, man. Give a thumbs up, show us some love, participate in the conversation. It's Outlaw Radio, man. And if you lost anybody, like I see that the sister Regina King, her son committed suicide. Like, and we have conversations on Outlaw Radio so many times about mental health in our community. A lot of people are suffering from depression. A lot of people are traumatized by different, things that have happened in their lives. And in most cases, they don't know how to deal with it. So it's like, you see people committing suicide, you see people abusing drugs and alcohol, and you see people just wilding out on each other because that pent up anger and angst or sadness or whatever it is, it has to manifest itself in some form, shape, form, or fashion. So once again, we say it's okay not to be okay. And if you're sitting on something that's bothering you, if you're sitting on some pent up anger, if you feel a certain way about something that's happened to you early in your life that you can't deal with, please get some help, man. Get some help. And it's okay. It ain't, we used to have this stigma in our community about, somebody going to see a therapist or somebody going to see a shrink. Um, right now that stigma should be removed because these are stressful times. And we as this show goes on, we'll talk tonight about some of the things that are going on in the community that are cause of depression, the reasons why people are suffering. I see you, Daquan Corneal, one of my former football players. Shout out to the brother for supporting us. Young brother, man, got a whole lot of potential. He says his girl has mental illness and he's there for her. Let me bring this brother in. Let me bring Witch Doctor in. Hit your mute. Kamar's in the Kamar's in Meatless Monday, so they're having an event. So you got to excuse the audio, music bumping. So he'll get it together. But yeah, man, go see somebody, talk to somebody, find somebody you can lean on. Find somebody who you can depend on that will give you good advice that understands who you are and that you can feel comfortable with sharing. I know sometimes it's hard to share. It's hard to be because we don't want to be vulnerable, right? Like we nobody wants to be vulnerable. Nobody wants, as we call it, telling your business. I grew up in that house too. My mama say you don't talk about what goes on between these walls, right? But and it doesn't have to be that. It just has to be like I said, finding an ear, finding somebody who cares about you. You can say, man, I'm going through it. I'm dealing with it. I'm a little bit stressed. I need some help. Let's see if we can get this brother Kamar back in here, so he can represent. It's Meatless Monday, so I know he's out and about. So he's still you unmuted. I think you unmuted on my end, brother.
No, my people can't stand me because I'm one of the people. I put the family business out there. I'm talking about
Okay.
strangers, random people at work. Everybody know. Put it out there.
Ain't nothing wrong with that either.
I don't
I don't
mind.
know about the you just said you put it all at work.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about it, man. Let me tell you what these motherfuckers did. They like, damn, like yeah.
Right. If that's what it takes. Honestly, if that's what it takes. I mean, because we got to figure something out. What we've tried to this point is not working, right? Like so
I can hear
we got to
y'all
come up with
now. We
something.
good, y'all.
What's going on, brother? How you doing tonight?
What's happening, man? What's happening, man? My bad. I remember, Kev, I told you I got this new little piece, man, and I never had a chance to try to work it out enough.
It looks
Oh, man,
good.
I done did some.
It
Well,
looked good and it
damn, man.
sound good. Uh-oh.
Do it. But
Yeah.
I'm on my phone. I just unplugged the microphone, so now I can hear
Okay.
everything. I got a Bluetooth in my ear, so I couldn't hear you at first. I couldn't hear nothing. But yeah, I'm back. Here we are, y'all. What's happening, Courtney?
Hey, Kumar.
All right, man. Down here Meatless Mondays. You know how we do it on Monday, man. Soon all three of us will be down here. Possible.
I I wanted to pull up today, but then I was moving and grooving and shit. Next thing you know, it's time for the show. Like, damn. And I'm hungry right now. I'm super
Yeah,
hungry, man. We finna
time is
ball
that's
up.
how it
Look,
moves.
look. You gonna see
So
me ball
Yeah.
back in and Meatless
Well,
Mondays. You gonna
oh
see
yeah.
me.
Oh yeah, Meatless Mondays every Monday. We got something different on the menu. Today we got chili. It's cold outside, you know what I'm saying? And chili is on the menu today. Also, but what also got with me, I got my healthy state of mind shirts also now. That's what it look like right here. Healthy state of mind. We pushing a healthy movement. You know what I mean? This ain't just about eating healthy food, but we talking about mental awareness, a healthy state of mind, just a healthy place of being in the mind. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the things I'm rolling with right now, or that's what we rolling with. It's actually like a thing that we pushing with me this Monday.
Kamar, we was giving it up for the some condolences for the families. I'm assuming that they were family. The six people that were found murdered on 21st and Right. So we were talking about that, and
Oh
then we kind of
yeah,
said talking about
yeah,
mental health, wellness and dealing with depression and whatever's going on in
right,
our
right.
communities.
Yeah, I ain't mean to interrupt that. I really do. I apologize to the family. What's up, y'all? What's happening? Hey, y'all, we got a couple entrepreneurs that just popped up in the door. One of we got a famous vegan chef right here, Butterfly Burgers, y'all. We got her in the building. She just stopped pulled up to where we at. We gonna get you on the show soon, right? I just said something to her, but here she is. But we gonna get her a spot on the show.
Okay, okay, we'll get it, man.
Bye.
Yeah, man. So Kamar is live, like I said, he's live for Meatless Mondays. If you out and about tonight, get out, support that brother. Um, Kamar, what's the address?
um, address. Oh man, it done slipped my mind, but it's 35th. We off of 35th and Capitol, right next door to the post office. A place called Taste. Hey Jay, what's the address again? 3945 North 35th.
39. Okay,
3945 North 35th. Right here, just off Capitol, right next door to the post office.
okay, okay. Support that brother. Support that brother. Um, what else is going on? You know what? I wanted to make a point too to talk about the Edgecombe trial, the Theodore
Oh yeah,
Edgecombe trial.
let's talk about it.
So, yeah, and like a lot of people are watching this trial, and I've seen that there's movements in the community because, of course, we don't want this to be another miscarriage of justice. We want this brother, who we assume, from what we've known up to this point, was defending himself from a hostile white man. Now, this week, some of the developments in the trial, there was a witness, and then his wife actually took the stand, who's a sister. So I don't know if you like me, and this makes things a little bit more interesting for you that this
Is
it
she?
was he's married to a sister.
Oh,
Yeah. He's married to a sister, and she testified. There was some forensic evidence presented about the knife in his pocket. And ironically, the brother who was a witness to it stated that if he could describe the whole incident, it was cold-blooded murder. It was a cold-blooded murder. Um, and the facts came out also that the Theodore Edgecombe supposedly punched the man in the face through his
I seen
window,
the video.
I
I
guess.
seen it
Okay, you saw it. Okay,
through the
okay.
window.
So
I
I
was
didn't
like,
see the video. So was it a case of where he pulled up on him and he punched him, or how did this go? So
I don't know how I even saw it, if I was on Facebook or what, but I know it was a clip that he was on his bike next to the car, and then you just see him bust dude in his shit through the window, and I'm like, oh, we didn't know about that part. That was before.
okay.
Yeah. Look, that changed the narrative a little bit. Like I would have chased you down too in my car. You just punched me in my mouth through the window. Oh yeah, I'm gonna follow you too and hop out. What you mean? So I mean, white man,
Yeah,
I would have did the same thing. Probably.
yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Hold on for a second. Let's see who Kamar got because Kamar's bringing people
Sorry
in
about that.
this Monday.
Yeah, it's
Who you
fine.
got there,
Cupcake
Kamar?
is in the building over here. Oh yeah, we got a big announcement too. Come back, Sam. We introducing you. We gonna get Cupcake in here too. This Sam Collier. We had a great show with Sam right here. Um,
Oh, okay.
wait.
Yes, we did. We did. And we
Oh,
definitely got to
but you
bring
know
her.
what? They can't hear you though, cause I got the earpiece. That's the only
Okay.
problem. So I can only introduce it, right? I'm gonna follow this spirit. Okay, but yeah, they finna tap in. And then we also got Cupcake, y'all. Man, listen, if y'all ain't had this banana pudding ice cream that she made, my goodness. And guess what? It's gonna be at Meatless Mondays next week, y'all. It's gonna be yes, we're gonna have this ice cream at this vegan banana pudding ice cream. This is the best ice cream I ever had in my life. I ain't just bullshit, y'all. I ain't bullshit. You know what I mean? This is that shit. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I mean. Y'all need to make y'all way down here and get some of it. We got pre-orders is available, all that good stuff. And hmm? Yep, it's on my page. Well, wait, it ain't on my page. I ain't shared it yet. It's on her page. Yep. But this is Cupcake, y'all. We gonna have her back on the show also. She famous too.
If you just tuning in, Kamar's live from Meatless Mondays down on at the Taste on 35th and Capitol. Is an event that he has every Monday night. Courtney and myself are studio bound, so we're doing Outlaw Radio live from the basement. So welcome, share the show, hit like, hit follow. The numbers scrolling ever so slowly across the bottom of the screen. Hit that Cash App too, like Ewok. Ewok set the example. Hit that Cash App. It's all going to a good cause. You would be surprised to know that I've upgraded my entire studio. So and this is not cheap. So
What
trust me.
about the rest of us, Kev?
Well, I mean, if
It's
if
feeling
that
real
Cash App
music for
flows,
Will Kev. It's feeling real. So you upgraded your studio, but we just
well,
okay.
first of all, I upgraded the studio out of my pocket, not off Cash App. So I only got one Cash App. So if y'all want $2 off that, I'll send it to y'all on the real. If it flows in, I'll distribute it evenly.
I'm gonna go to
Tiarsha
death
Arthur
row,
says
Kev. You keep treating me like this.
hey, well, you had to if you want to go where the host ain't all up in your meatless Mondays and your videos, right? All that time. Tiasha Arthur said she wanted to know what the dude said to him at the life form to hit him. She said they've been saying this from day one that Theodore just looked at him and punched him in the face. Someone said that to him at first. And see, this is the thing. I guess I should know more about what transpired, what was actually said, what he said to him. I don't know, and I didn't watch enough of the trial to really figure out what words were exchanged. If there was a punch thrown, then you got to say, okay, so then the white man, like Courtney said, was within his rights to pursue him and hop out and run up on him, right? But now he did have a knife in his pocket. The blood, I guess he busted his nose or his lip. So the forensic report stated that there was blood in his pocket, I guess, from him wiping his face. And I'm like Courtney, punch me through my window. I'm probably going, catch up to you too and hop out. So I don't know how this is looking. Now, some people in our community, rightfully so, I guess you could say, are saying we don't care. We don't care. It don't matter. He
Really?
he he ran up on him, so he shot him. So I mean, it kind of turns the tide to say, if you punched him in his face, should you have shot him, or should you just squared up and said, now we finna get it in, or would the white man have taken his knife out and had the upper hand and jugged him? So this is why it's
Tricky.
important to be judged, to have a jury of your peers, in regards to justice or whatever. But my personal thing is I'd like to know what started it, but I'm one of those people. I have to go back to my thing, and I don't think there's anything that justifies taking somebody's life unless they're trying to take yours. So, and especially if I sparked you, and because if I smack you, I expect you to come, full tilt, come back at me. And in that case, like I said, now I'm squared up and I'm ready to get it in. So I don't know. How should we feel? How should we feel about this? Where is this just about black people deserve out of all the miscarriages of justice? And you're gonna say, well, look at Rittenhouse, right? Like Rittenhouse got hit. He got hit with a skateboard, so he won the case, or he got hit with whatever. They said he was pursuing him, so it was self-defense. But this brother didn't get hit. He did the hitting. So it's gonna be this outcome will be interesting to see. I'd like for people to let me know how they feel about it. Tiasha Arthur says she said she believed that the white man said something crazy to him. If he says this worst case scenario, if he said you nigger get out the street, does that warrant, does that
Does that
warrant
warrant
shooting
you to
it?
get punched in your mouth through the window? Hell yeah.
It
I'm
does.
punching
It
your
does.
shit through the window. Yes. Nigger,
Right.
get out the street. Yeah. Yes.
If that's the case, and we're not saying that that's what was said. We're not saying that's what was said, if that's the case. But it's important to let all the facts come out.
I
Let's
feel like
let's
he
let's
had to
figure
say
out
something,
what happened.
Kev. Ain't nobody just, ride their bike and just, look over and then just punch you through your window. Like something, and he was drunk a little bit. You said something. You said something.
Right.
Some words were said, and then I hit you.
Well, the wife testified that he had only had a couple beers. So, I don't know.
He
Um,
might be a
um, um,
lightweight. Might be all he need. You know.
that's possible. I mean, and we don't know. That's why we got to wait on the facts to come out.
Hey, look,
Um,
well, if a couple beers is too much to drive, you know what I mean? If a
okay.
couple beers is too much to drive, you know what I mean? You can be impaired too much to say some dumb shit and get punched in your mouth. Now, I ain't saying that it's right to even punch somebody in the mouth just because they said something to you. You know what I mean? And but yeah, you know what I mean. Just because you had a couple beers, I mean that's enough to say something to build up a little courage
Yeah.
and get punched in your mouth. Everybody tough till they get punched in the mouth.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? That's how that go.
I mean, yeah. And conflict, man. It's this, this is the unfortunate thing. But like I say, my perspective is, do you have to upstrap though? Like, I mean, if you punched him already and he gets out the car, then it's, do you punch now you shoot him? This is where it becomes kind of crazy for me. But we, of course, the jury's gonna decide. Shout out to Antonia Anderson, who has the Hip Hop Museum. I see she's in the chat room. She said, "What's going on with them 6 killings?" Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier. We don't know yet. The facts are still coming out on that. Because at first they said it was five, and then there was the discovery of a sixth body. So, and this is 21st and right here on the near north side. So, yeah, we don't know, Antonia. We don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going on yet with the bodies. Everybody's waiting to see. And we don't even know who was it, all adults? Was it children involved? Was this a whole family? So this is crazy, right? And if it's people
Oh,
out here walking around that's willing to kill six or murk your whole family, this is why I keep mine loaded. This is why I keep mine ready. So when you come
yes.
through, I'm not asking no questions. It is what it is. What was you about to say, Courtney?
It's this thing where a lot of people. Well, I didn't know about this till this afternoon. I turned on the little 101.7. Tori Lowe was talking about it, and people were calling in. And it was a thing where he just kept saying, "How is it that don't nobody know nothing?" So it's all them gunshots, and then nobody hear nothing, don't nobody know nothing. And it's like, I mean, I live over here near 25th and Center, and I hear gunshots all the time. And I don't know if somebody's getting murdered at that moment. You know what I'm saying? I hear so many gunshots. I don't know if these niggas should be shooting at each other. I don't know if they be practicing. I don't know if they just letting off rounds just because it could be a murder happening. So it's like to be, people, so nobody has any information. Nobody knows. Nobody heard anything. Around here, all we hear is gunshots. So you don't know which one of them gunshots is a murder, or you don't know. We hear it on the radio
Right.
all day, all night.
Right, right. And I think it's important to keep in mind that if it's a situation where somebody's willing to kill 6 people, murder a whole family, people ain't quick to tell. People ain't quick to divulge information. If this is a situation where you got an
Right.
organization or an individual.
Yeah, and see, and one of the reasons they ain't quick to tell is because something probably it's a reason behind this problem. And whoever
Right,
know anything know that. You know what I mean? And they know to shut up. You know
right,
what I'm saying? I just 6 people get killed in the house. You know what I mean? Something happened. Somebody
right,
either
right,
think they did something or they done some shit. And anybody gonna go in there and just kill a family or a bunch of people for nothing. You know what I'm saying?
right. Yeah, we don't know. That's why it's
I'm
important to
not
let the
thinking.
facts come. Let the facts come out. I mean, I hate to sound cliche with this, but people are quick to jump to conclusions, right? Like so, and especially our people, right? Like some people just won't let the truth stand in the way of a good story. So we don't actually know what all it just happened, right? So, and I get the knee jerk reaction for the brother to jump on the radio and for people to call in and express outrage and this kind of thing. That's natural. But don't be blind to and there's some realities in our neighborhoods, like Courtney was talking about. Gunshots in certain areas of the city are the norm, right? Like, so do you call the police every time you hear gunshots? What is your reaction? And if they're in a house, we don't know if this was in the basement. We don't know. We don't know the particular. So to say, well, don't nobody know nothing. Well, first of all, I'm sure somebody knows something. Let's get that. Let's get that out the way. Somebody knows something, and it'll come out as the investigation is ongoing. The main thing is that I say, like I said, condolences. I hope there were no babies involved. I hope it was no children. And we got to do something about the violence in our community. This is savage behavior, and if this is the kind of thing that's going on in our community, we need to do something. We got to come up with solutions. We call on the police, but I feel like there's something that needs to be done on a community level um, to curb this violence. So right now, talking about that, right? Like so, and Courtney, you put this. I shared this post of yours where there's a sister, and I'm gonna find her name. She decided that for her to reach people and start to help people with the issues that we have in the community, she's gonna do trap therapy. And she was on the news, and she said she's gonna start going into the community, or she's gonna. I guess one of her sessions is gonna be held at G's Clippers, where people are gonna come in and they're gonna utilize trap music and hip hop music to deal with people. And her when I heard what she said that she wanted to use this as kind of like a way to meet people where they're at and like kind of disarm people and make them feel comfortable when they come in. You made a comment about the low vibrations of trap music, and I
Yeah.
thought it was very interesting. So let's talk about that for a minute.
Yeah, trap music, the 808s, the bass, the beats, it's all a low vibrational thing. Cause I know myself, almost all trap music. If I go to that therapy session at the barber shop, trap music, it makes me think of violence. So yeah, we gonna talk about some violent shit. Cause that's how I feel when I listen to trap music. I think of all the people that I wanted to fuck up. I could fuck them up. The words in the songs, it helps me visualize the way I would have fucked them up. It's nothing. Trap music is not. No, if you want, play some R&B. Goddamn it, play not trap music, not trap therapy. That is not good for the soul. No, that's what we turn on. We finna go ride down on people, spin the block a couple times. What you mean? We don't turn on R&B. We put on trap.
Right. Well, the music itself, the message in the music, and I don't know if most people are focused on the actual words, or it's a situation where the music and like I don't think people understand either about low vibrations and high vibrations, right? Like so people don't understand that there's a sonic kind of deal where certain sounds and certain music draws certain vibes out of you. And Kamar can chime in because I know he has a greater understanding
Go
of
ahead,
this than I
Kamar.
do.
Let them know.
What was
When
the
we
question?
talk
What y'all said?
we were talking about the low vibrations and high vibrations because there's a sister who's trying to do she wants to do trap therapy. So she wants to use trap music to initiate therapy for people. And Courtney was saying that trap music itself it concentrates on low vibrations. So it kind of brings
Right.
out the
I
the
saw
thunder
that.
in you.
Yeah, I saw that and I
Okay.
questioned it, right? But okay, my next
Okay.
question is: are the lyrics in there? You know what I mean?
Okay.
Or is it are the lyrics in there? Or is it just music? You know what I mean? Because if it's just music, you figure, okay, well, I'm not listening to no negative shit. I'm dancing. I'm moving my body. It's exercise. You know what I'm saying? There's so much more now when you don't have all that negative, the low vibrational part of it. So that's what I would question. You know what I mean? But it's for me, like I don't understand how that can be therapy. 'Cause I get a headache from that shit.
Yeah. Like it just I don't understand, kid. That's what I said. I would have to pop up to see what she is doing for myself, to actually judge it. But just from listening and reading what she's saying, that shit don't sound like it's a good idea at all. But I mean, hey,
Shout out to Samantha Collier. She said, "Let's go, family." We got to get that sister on because we had such a great conversation last time she was on about domestic violence and all that kind of stuff. So we got to get her on because she's a big advocate, and I love to have advocates on here. But now this sister is, and I'm trying to find her name, and I'm looking at the story. I seen it last night. I should be able to pull it up. But
Tarsha
she's a
Wiggins.
social worker. Yes, thank you, Courtney. And
Got it.
she's a social worker. She's a social worker. So
She knows.
I'm hoping that she's done some research behind this and there's a purpose. I would say this. If it's a situation where we're discussing what's said in the song, like if we're talking about the lyrics, if we're gonna play this music, we're gonna say, listen, okay, so how does that, the therapeutic question, how does that make you feel? Right? Like so, um, when you hear this music, what does this trigger? Because I think mental health issues are all they all have triggers. And it's so important for you to understand what your triggers are or what sets you down that path. And a lot of people just don't know or they're not able to articulate it sometimes. And it's things that are often in our environment, or what they call stimuli that have you just, oh, that's a trigger for me. It sets me off and now I'm gone. Um, so for some people, the trap music could be that, or the shared kind of thoughts of trap music. When you hear these individuals on this music, you say, I feel the same goddamn way. I hear what he's saying. I feel like going blowing a motherfucker away. And because I've been listening to music with my son. I've been listening to what the young people listening to, in particular Milwaukee rappers. And I'm like, damn, like it's a direct reflection of what's going on in our streets. And these young brothers in these videos, because now you got to understand, now you can make a song basically with a phone, with a beat, and you can put that video up on YouTube. And like these brothers, the drugs, the dream, the pills, the weed, the guns, all this stuff is like the mainstays of these videos. Now I come from the gangster rap era, so I'm looking at this and I'm balancing it versus what I came up with, and I'm saying, wow. First of all, I feel sorry for a lot of the young brothers in the video because if that's the lifestyle they live in, I know where they headed, right? So I'm like, damn, I know what's gonna happen in 15 years. Some of y'all gonna be gone, death, you know,
Right.
incarceration, it's drug abuse, it's all kinds of things that go wrong with the street life. And when you're young, at first it's but I mean, these brothers got guns. These young
Oh yeah.
brothers are flashing. I'm talking about I'm a firearm guy. These brothers got 100 round drums, 50 round drums, extended clips, military grade semi-automatic rifles, like, and they just in the videos just waving them around. First of all, don't you know the feds is watching? I asked that question. He said it's just a video. Okay, like nudge, nudge, wink, wink. But this is our community. You look at what the youth are doing; it shows you this is a reflection of our community. Um, so yeah, I feel sorry for, and so that goes along the lines of because I would consider that music trap music. Correct me if I'm wrong. Or
I
does
call it
trap music
Milwaukee
just come
trap.
from down south?
Uh,
Okay.
Milwaukee trap. That's what I. But
All right,
you
well,
know, and did I had a thought. This is kind of off topic, but on topic, but off topic. I was thinking about the dude that shot the cop that was trying to steal the lady car, and I was like, what the fuck was gonna happen to them three kids? Like you still in the car with three kids in the back. You clearly had a gun. Like what was gonna happen? And then what was gonna happen when them kids were in the back seat scared and not really who know first off, who knows how old those children were? And then some kids be so scared they don't move, then what would you have shot them because they didn't get out the car because they were back there crying and screaming, or what would have happened if he would have got that car with the three kids in it?
Right. Or God forbid that he murdered the mom in front of those three kids. I wanna check out the chat room because Tiarsha Arthur is making good points. She said the question is why aren't people dialing 911? You don't have to get your name in that situation. She said she believed it was someone they knew and it may have been over there. Um, she said her friend's ex-husband's aunt and two cousins' lives were taking execution style, and it came out it was his niece's ex and his friends that did it, and that she said that mofo was at the crime scene with the family crying and everything else. Samantha Collier, she already shouted us out. Dre Day said he makes music and he believes it's the lyrics. The beats don't make me think anything until I hear someone rap on it. I think there's dark beats and I think that there's beats that are lighter. Like I hear some beats when it's really heavy 808 and it's a lot of low end registry. Those beats tend to kind of make me feel a little bit more aggressive.
mm-hmm.
Like I'm more like
Yeah,
when
like
I
like
hear
yeah, like the music Gangsta Nip used to rap on. You know what I mean? Like you can make the music dark like that. You know, we was talking about it being therapeutic. Like I say that because I say I don't believe so because you talk about the lyrics. The lyrics of trap music, what they talking about. You know what I mean? They talking about killing each other. They talking about doing drugs. Talking about cheating on their women and all type of shit. Okay, now do you agree with that? You know what I'm saying? If you don't agree with it, it can't be therapeutic for you. And if you do agree with that, you still got a problem. You dig what I'm saying?
right. And and
How can
and
that?
and Tiarsha says she's trying to get the kids' attention from what she said on the news, and she says she opens it up with something they like and then get them to open up. It may work. Look, I'm not saying it won't
Yeah,
work because I'm not.
right.
We don't. It's shit so bad you can't really shoot down anything.
Right.
A,
You
a
know,
nice
at
trap
the
beat.
same time, I commend anybody that got good intent.
Right,
You
right,
know what I mean? You guys, if
right,
she got good intent, I commend it. You know what I mean? But we was just talking about what we think. You know what I mean about trap music and if it could be therapeutic. And that's part of the catch to it. That's part of the catch to what she doing. Maybe she found a way to use trap music to be therapeutic. You know what I mean? Because everything is perspective, man. You put everything in perspective. You put the problems you have in the right perspective, and they won't be problems no more.
right. I think initiating conversations about some of this stuff is the first step. So I'm not shooting her down. She said that she wanted to get young people, but I'm thinking
I'd
about like,
love to
okay,
have her
well,
on the show.
I, I would if I knew her or if anybody knows her and we can extend an invitation. Maybe we just need to check
We
her
could find
socials.
her.
We can't
We
just go
could
holler
find
Okay.
at
her.
her. I mean,
Between the three of us, we could find
right. Just write her. Say hey. Say
Right.
hey.
Hit her up
Look,
on
sorry about my
Facebook.
comments about your therapy. I was hoping you come on the
her. Yeah.
podcast.
Right.
I,
Larry Purdue said he said Gangster Nip. A lot of people don't know who Gangster Nip is, who Kamar
right.
referenced. I was a Gangster Nip. Listen, and it's some of the
That
sickest.
nigga, hey, that nigga was dark.
Well, it was a time. It was a time when hip hop kind of went this thing where they wanted to do what they call horrorcore, and so
Yeah.
he was one of those rappers who talked to me. And you had Esham, who's a devil worshiper out of Detroit. There was a lot. The Grave Diggers out of New York, which one of the Woots, I think it was the Jizza was a part of the Grave Diggers, and they rapped about like murderers. It was the '90s was a crazy time. She said, hopefully, Tiasha Arthur said, hopefully she's using the beats and not the lyrics. Let's see. Once again, let's
Right.
not
That's what
jump.
I said. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I
let's see
said.
what it's about. Paris LaShawn, you right. Brother Lynch hung. A lot of people don't know it. They don't know
Yep.
about Brother Lynch, right? West Coast, right? Outlaw
Oh,
Radio,
that's
man.
why.
Yeah, we're old hip hop fans. Courtney, you on the show with a bunch
No,
of old heads. You ain't nobody.
I love y'all though. It's all right. And I mean, y'all, it's like the
Yeah,
music was a lot different. A lot of it was a lot better. Because right now it's a lot of, I don't know, it's a lot of bullshit out here.
yeah, yeah. Well, I think right now, I think that we need to collectively take a look at everything because our community is in such dire straits. Like if it's music, if it's movies, if it's whatever culturally is like leading our young people astray, or even some of our grown people. I guess when the sister said she's doing it for young people, I was more of the mindset that like this was something that us, the grown-ups, not my old ass, but some of the grown-ups would be on. Shout out to Crystal Ship. She said, "Hey y'all, um, Crystal, we still holler at me, sis. We still want to do that. I'm gonna talk about that, the mayoral forum as we move. Shout out to Control C, Ticey Gossi, Crystal Ship, some big supporters of the
Hey,
show. We
Crystal.
appreciate um, so yeah, man, if you want to go to your therapist, and said, and hear some trap music, and that'll help you get there, get there. It's like at one point, the sister from Mary said she was doing trap gospel. So she had this song, I love God. You don't love God? What's wrong with you? And I know, church people's like, what the hell? But people are saying whatever it takes to bring you to the table, like just come sit down. I like I said, I initiate these conversations with my son because I want to know what he's listening to. I want to know what he's taking in. So I sat through about 2 hours of just watching Milwaukee, what Courtney called Milwaukee trap music with him. I'm watching these videos and I'm taking the time to explain to him where this leads. Because once upon a time in my life, I was lost in this fashion where I was, with my guys and we didn't have cameras. Thank God we didn't have social media and cameras like that back then. Lord have mercy. Because it was bad. But like I told him, I want to tell you where this leads to, regardless of how it looks right now, where it leads to. Because I got partners who back in the days when we was young, we was too damn young to be drinking and smoking like we did. Some of them ain't well right now. Some of them are hardcore drug addicts, like without saying any names. Some of these brothers, got powder and crack addictions. And it's simply because got exposed to too much too early. So I if that's what draws young people in, I'll listen to some of that music with them and then I would like to sit down with them and say, do y'all understand what they're saying? You know what I mean? If we're talking about murders, we just had 6 murders. 6 people murdered at once. So the lyrics in this song that they're talking about, in some cases, yeah, I shoot your whole house up, shoot up your granny house. I come in there and let the thing blow and boom, 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 boom. This is what the result is. This is what the aftermath is. So, man, shout out to y'all in the chat room. I see y'all. Y'all got the chat room shaking. Earl Henning, he said this is what happened when we have hundreds of people growing up and not without love in their life. You are, of course, Courtney. We started the show off by saying the community we are devoid of love. Yes,
Yes.
um, yes, yes, yes. Crystal, she said that she'll have an answer by Wednesday to bring the show to the SP for that situation. Oh, no doubt. Whatever we can work out, Crystal. Whatever you can work out for us. Chris Johnson is waiting. He's super excited since I told him there's a possibility we may be able to do this mayoral forum. And I know that there were some this week. So I seen Lena Taylor had one at the Women's Union. Um, but we want to do this after the primaries. So we're not talking to potential mayoral candidates. We're talking to the candidates. And I hate to tip people off on what I'm gonna do because they'll bite my shit. But that's what we want to do. Um, Dre Day said 5 men and 1 woman found in that home. Ridiculous. 5 men. Once again, this is when we see these videos. When I'm looking at this with my son, and I'm aware of situations where this has happened before because somebody, what they say, ran off on the plug, or somebody robbed somebody. Was that too old? Ran off on the plug? Did it still say that? I
No,
don't
it's
know.
all right.
I
It's
ain't
okay.
I ain't up on my trap language, right?
It's all
Like
right. People
it's
still be
been a while.
running off on plugs. Like that
Okay.
shit.
Right. You run off on the plug and the plug sometimes will run up on you, right? And then it's
Yes.
all bad. So, these are the things that we deal with. So if that sister, like I said, she's Dre said they were from 23 to 49. Wow. Crazy. Crazy, 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 crazy. Something has to happen, man. We got to do something. And with this mayoral election, one of the biggest questions that I want answered is what is the plan to curb violence in Milwaukee? What what are you what are we doing? And you can give me a blanket statement and say, well, we're meeting with some people and some groups and we're gonna give these people more money and we're gonna do this. I don't I don't hear you directly addressing poverty. I think
We're
poverty
gonna
has
hit
a
the streets
lot to
hard.
do with it.
I'll say something like
Right.
that. That's why I say,
And do
we're gonna hit
what?
the streets hard. We're gonna get out. You gotta say
And
it
do
like that. We're
what?
gonna get
Like
out here. We're gonna be in
and duck
neighborhoods
when
and
everybody else ducks, right? Get your ass
right.
down, right? Like, I mean, yeah, we knew that. And I know it's complicated. I know it's a hard situation, but sometimes hard situations take for hard people to get involved. Like hardcore people got to get involved. Like people who ain't like I don't think Milwaukee needs a nice guy for a mayor. I think we need an ass kicker. I think we need somebody who won't go to place and say, God damn it, this is what my city need, and I ain't leaving till I get it. Not all this saying, we're thinking about if you'd like to come and meet us and we'll have lunch and meet. No, we need a mayor that's gonna come in there like, look, motherfucker, people are dying every day in this city. Kids, women, you know, old people. We need solutions. We need shit to go down right now. We need somebody to go into Madison and tell them, I'm not trying to hear shit. I don't care if you don't understand this problem in the Upper Peninsula because y'all don't pay as much tax money as we do. Y'all don't got the population that we do. We need solutions to these situations yesterday. So yeah, a lot going on in Milwaukee. Chime in. I love the chat room. People are going in. Two of them was husband and wife apparently. Yikes, man. Somebody got somebody murked, right? Like somebody, like I said, somebody
Yeah.
did some foul shit. Somebody got somebody killed. Unmute yourself, Kamar.
Yeah, I done heard some wild shit like that, man. Like something happened, somebody may have knew somebody across the street or something. But when I first heard it, I just knew it was some heinous shit. That some shit must have happened, man, for somebody to get that mad. You know?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah.
But a
I
lot of
mean,
us be that mad though. It's like the sanest people. A lot of people that y'all know that I know be like ready to kill people. Like, when I call my people and I ask how you doing today, they be like, man, I ain't killed nobody, so should I guess we straight. It's like that be a thing. Sometimes, well, you may never feel that, kid, but some of us out here, we get mad and we.
I
I'm
mean, if
sorry.
I call my partner and he say, "Well, I didn't kill nobody family today, so it's okay," I'm like, "Bro, you need help." Listen,
Right.
I
I've
don't
been
help
pissed.
people like this. I
No,
guess
it's
the thing,
not
y'all know some of these
okay.
people. That's the
Hey,
thing.
Kevin,
Y'all know
yeah,
some of these
no, it's
people.
not okay.
And it be it'd be rough out here sometimes.
Once
Sometimes you
again,
want to just
Some
go shoot somebody. You feel it. You be like, what? I'm finna go blow these motherfuckers up. But you don't.
I'm not on my soapbox. Like I said, I've been involved in some situations where I've been pissed. I've been in situations where it was gunplay involved. I mean, I'm not once again not incriminating myself or anybody else. I'm saying I understand the anger. I've been in the streets with cats, right? Like I always say, I know people in Milwaukee, black people in Milwaukee steal because I used to steal with them. I used to, I mean, I've been down that road. I've been in some situations where something happened. I said, man, we need to go over here and handle our business. And luckily, thank God, cooler heads prevailed. And also, thank God that I had great parents who instilled in me that there's a line that you don't cross. So it's like, take your big mad ass home. And I say this, and people think it's a joke. This is why I'm always grateful for marijuana. Because one of the things for me as a youngster was when I was at my most pissed off and I'd smoke, then I'd be like, that anger would come down a little bit and it would make me think a lot more and say, man, you take your ass home for you been fucked around, got in trouble. And I'm not telling people to go out and smoke weed, or whatever. I'm just saying it's lucky that I had something that calmed me down. For some of us, some of you brothers out there just need a woman. Like I think a lot of this is pent up sexual angst. Like I think brothers be around their guys too much. Like and it's my
Yeah.
homies, the homies. They're good. Bro, you need to be around some females. Take the edge off. And I'm not talking about these gangster girls. I'm talking about you need a nice woman who like play some smooth music and make you something to eat and it'll calm you down a little bit. Some of y'all just, you just mad. You just pent her. It's
In
just
this
like
generation, Kev, it's just a whole bunch of hood nigga bitches. That's what I call them. Hood. They like hood niggas. They are like when you see them in the
yeah,
club or you see the videos on Reggie Brown page, it's like they be doing the same thing the dudes be doing. They be bouncing around, they be in their face, they be, it be they not playing no R&B. They not finna make you no meal and rub your back. They finna, we finna play spades, we
right,
clean
right.
guns together, we finna roll up.
Right. Rollers backwards for me, nigga.
Right.
Right.
It's
Like
so,
I,
you know,
you know what? It's funny that you referenced Reggie Brown because Reggie's older than a lot of people. So I'd be wondering, like,
yeah.
sometimes, like, bruh, do you not feel a little creepy? And like, it's like, yeah, she's 22, bro. You like 30 years on her. Like, shout out to him. If that's what what you I realized a long
Hey,
time ago once I
dog,
passed.
you was out here with their mama.
Right.
Right. You don't want to bring me home. It's, hey, we
Some of
went to
their
school together.
grandmamas. Some of their grandmamas.
Yeah.
Right. Right. You know what? I learned that when I crossed 35 and I would be in the club and it got bad for me when some of my ex students started, "Hey, Mr. Barnes, what you doing in here? What you doing in here?" It let me know some places you just can't go no more, bro. You just can't go there no more. It's just not for you no more. So and then I
Right.
think like, damn, I guess that was 12 years ago when she was in my class and she was 14, she's 27. Whoa, I got to get the fuck up out of here. Let me go to ARJ's or something, or let me go to Mr. J's. Stay in the front where they stepping at. Wherever they stepping at in the suits with the long suit jackets and shit. That's where I needed to be. So, but yeah, man. Tiasha Arthur says someone says that to me. I didn't take anybody's life today. Guarantee I won't be taking him anywhere. I might make him or mad, so I might be next. Hey, you never know. You're right, Dre Day. Females, you know what? Females have a more aggressive stance nowadays. It's just like, women are a little bit more, they'll go upside your head a little bit quicker nowadays. That's why I say when we had the sister Collier, that sister was on here and I was talking about men who actually getting their ass whooped by their woman. And like I was saying, I'm a horrible homeboy for that. Because if you come to me and say, man, my girl, I'm like, damn, cuz the girl beat your ass. Like, but that's official right now. Like so, this happens, right? So, and that honestly, that show Samantha, Sister Collier, that changed my perspective because I thought about myself, after that and said, "Damn, man, that's I am. I will laugh at you if you call me and tell me, man, my girl slapped me. Like, dog, your girl slapped you and shit.
Oh
Like,
my gosh,
but
Kev.
I know. I'm from the old school though. Like I keep saying I'm a sensible savage. Like I drag my knuckles. You don't get slapped by your girl, but I guess some brothers do. You see the young brother out here now. I think his name is Dre. Like my son was showing me his video, and he was getting his ass beat by his girl, and he went live. Now he has a
She,
record deal, I think.
yeah, she was definitely abusing him. A lot of people reshared that and posted how it was abuse and it wasn't funny. Some people thought it was funny. Some people was like, dog, this is abusive. Like she is definitely, and she was. He was just trying to live his best life. And there's a lot of chicks like that here. They really be putting their hands on these men. Like it be some real fights going on. It's aggressive out here. I don't want to fight a guy.
Yeah.
It seems like that's a lot of work.
We gotta do something about these guns though. Like you know, it's the gun problem. And like I say, I'm a gun guy. Like I love firearms. I'm a collector. But it's too many untrained people with them, and too many people that don't need to have them. Like if you, first of all, I think that there should be a rule. You have to win at least 5 fights before you can buy a firearm. Like if you ain't never won a fist fight, you shouldn't be allowed to purchase a gun. Like, and now that you have social media, you should have to produce that video. Like this is one I won, and it can't be you beating up a girl. Like because if you can't fight, that firearm becomes your line of defense, right? Like so, I know a lot of cowards with pistols, right? I know a lot of cats, and some of these dudes I'm cool with that you don't really have hands, bro. Let's be honest. Your hands ain't never been that good. And so he gets a pistol or she gets a pistol, and when they get scared, what they do? They hit everybody except the thing that they're aiming at. So, I believe that. I believe that. Tiasha Arthur said
I
it
ain't
says,
had 5 fights.
talking, not taking. Huh?
I don't think I had 5 fights.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
we got delicious bites in the house, y'all. Delicious bites in the house. Corey White and Tamara White. Opening soon on what's that
Woo woo.
70 something North Avenue? 65th and North Avenue. North Avenue. Delicious Bites is about to open up, y'all. It's a black owned spot where you're gonna be able to go get your food, man. Go get some good and healthy food. We'll be in like early March.
Man, we got
Yeah.
That's a great
we gotta get all these
location being
people.
right over there. There's a lot of stuff going on up there.
Yeah, it's
We
going
gotta get
down,
all these
y'all.
people. Gotta get
Hmm?
all these people on the show, Kamar. You got too many
Oh yeah,
friends. We
we
gotta
all
get them
coming
all.
back. We got a schedule to get the time together with Corey and his wife. They doing so much stuff, man. Like they do a lot of catering too. So like damn near every day they busy. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a matter of getting the timing together.
Um, we got a show Wednesday. So if you could get, especially my sister Miss Collier, I like to get her in.
Right.
If we can get her scheduled for Wednesday and work something out so we can bring her on Wednesday.
Okay, I
Tomorrow night I
see.
want y'all to make sure y'all tune in because we're gonna do the first episode of the Big Black Sports Show. So and
Yeah.
I didn't even get to promote that. Off top, we're gonna do. I'm bringing the Big Black Sports Show back. Tomorrow's our first episode, and what a week to do it. When my Packers done got their ass handed to them at home. Um, yeah, so we're gonna do the Big Black Sports Show tomorrow night. All my brothers on here, y'all like to talk sports, and we're gonna approach sports from a different perspective. It ain't just about scores and all that. We're gonna talk about the social impact and what sports actually mean in the Black community. Um, she says she can zoom in. Yes, because we do everything virtually. Like, because my wife don't want nobody in the studio in the house. She just don't bring nobody in here. I think goddamn COVID ain't gone down yet, and she don't.
But you
curse
over
like
there
that.
upgrading the studio that can't nobody come to. Boy, I tell you.
I, well, actually, now I'm fortunate enough to have two. Right, like
It's
so.
my
Because
studio and y'all can't come.
Right.
right, because I have
Get my
one
microphone. Get my
Right.
microphone back.
and the new one. I got the old one and the new one now. So it's all gravy, baby. This is solid, not salad. She ain't let nobody in the house. You'll have to get your nose swab. You want to come in here. She ain't playing with y'all. But no, because I wanted to get into the COVID thing because now they're saying that the COVID rates are going down. As a matter of fact, a lot of the mandates that are put in place are being rejected because Sleepy Joe done tried to put some federal mandates in place, and they're being rejected because in New York, which was they said was the epicenter of COVID, really was where it was really bad at is going down now, and in Milwaukee, I guess is going down. So, and I don't know if this is a result of the vaccine or if this thing is just dying out naturally, like because everything plays it plays its course, and I don't know if your body naturally eventually builds up your immune system or whatever. I know that Kamar got me on this elderberry and this
Same shit we
vitality.
been saying. Your body do it, right?
Right.
Right, right. Whatever it is, I'm telling you, don't jump on the bandwagon thinking that it's not real because it's real. I've had some partners who've had COVID and they've called me and said, Kev, I never experienced shit like this in my life. Like I just had one of my closest partners and shout out to him because he's coming out of it. But he was like, man, I felt like I got ran over by a truck for about a week, man. I'm just over here straight suffering. My brother even told me, this brother told me he got so sick that he was actually talking to God. He said he was laying in his bed at night saying, if this is it, help me get myself right so I'll be prepared because that's how sick whatever this virus is has made him. Somebody asked me the other day, is this a result of 5G? Did 5G bring this in? And I said, I don't know because 5G's been around a lot longer than they tell you. They've been using 5G for a very long time. They just now told us. The government good for that. They'll be doing some shit for a long time and then tell you way later. Right? Then here we go running. 5G is bad. No, you've been doing you be
To
eating
China, they
microwave food
passed
for 40
5G,
years.
aren't they? They on like 6, 7G.
I don't know that you just said they had a whole
They
fake
got their
sun.
own
So
sun. What you mean? We don't even know if the moon is real. Oh, me and my children's father was talking about the moon. We was talking about. I told y'all China wanted to make a holographic moon that was bigger and brighter than the real moon. And you ever seen them days where the moon be big as a motherfucker, be super big and bright, and then you ever try to take a picture of it, then it be super small on your phone, and you be like, what if it's because it's a holographic moon? And then we put the phone up and we see it through the hologram, so we see a regular small moon. I mean, we'll never know, unless they tell us later. But
yeah, we
Kev,
don't
don't be
know.
making no faces, Kev. It's real shit be happening. They be creating shit and doing shit. You never know.
Listen, one thing about me is I don't turn down nothing but my collar. I wouldn't say because crazy shit. This is a crazy world. And as soon as you say that's the stupidest shit I ever heard, it'd be like, well, this is true. You be like, you the stupid one. Like so, I don't. It sounds far fetched, but it could be true. I don't know. My own brother doesn't believe people been to the moon. He'd be like, they made that shit in Hollywood. They ain't never been on the goddamn moon.
They
And this
did.
has been his. Well, once again, that's why I say I don't. I don't know.
Niggas ain't go to the
There's a
moon.
lot of people out there. What's Earl Henry said? Now we know who zippered them pants. Who zippered pants? I don't know what he's talking about. Now we know whose pants is zippered and pants up in the back. I don't know what he's talking about. Somebody with a zipper on the back of their pants. I hope it ain't a brother. But yeah, man. So yeah, we get off the subject. We have a little fun. We meander a little bit on Outlaw Radio. And you're free to do so. Antonio Anderson said Courtney Francois, you right. So see, it's somebody out there that moon fake as hell. It's you don't never know, man. It's not time to rule anybody out. Now y'all know Kamala Harris is in Milwaukee.
Kev,
And she's
Kev.
here to like support this bipartisan infrastructure bill, which I something that I also believe we need. I think that the infrastructure of America needs to be rebuilt, and the fact that it's bipartisan is great. But as long as, once again, anytime something is passed, we as black people in our communities always seem to get the short end of the stick. Like, so they'll build everything else up except for our shit. So I'm hoping if we're going to say, okay, let's do this bipartisan infrastructure rebuild, the black community is included, in particular, a city like Milwaukee, where we have this vacant industrial corridor and we have blocks and blocks of vacant industrial property right through the middle of the city that's just underutilized and abandoned. And it's been a source of blight, urban blight for years. So if this is what we're talking about, okay, come on in, write a check, get something done with this. My brother Kamar just brought a bunch of entrepreneurs on, and he has. That's what he does. Let's get these people some brick and mortar stores, right? Let's line these neighborhoods where it ain't nothing at with their businesses, right? Let's if we want to tell black people shop with your own, let's make the businesses accessible to them. Let's put them in close proximity in the community, right? You can't tell me that we don't have enough space to really build a strong black economy in our city. It's because we haven't demanded it, right? So this is what we need to be demanding to our leaders. That's why, Kamala, you want to talk about infrastructure? Okay, that's fine. Let's talk about some other shit too. Let's talk about the infrastructure, but let's talk about the black economic problem in our country. Let's talk about the need to develop black communities more so than you ever have, instead of gentrifying them, which is what they want to do. They rather gentrify than empower and invest. Um, Earl Henning said only in White Wisconsin where you can kill 6 people and nobody's saying anything about it until they come up with $10,000. Well, that $10,000, right? Because whoever you are, I know this my fam. What this song? Fuck the mother niggas, because I'm down for my niggas. Till they say $75,000 reward, right? Then the line is busy. They can't get through. Enough people can't get through to tell on your ass. Yeah, money make it happen. Yeah. So when
Kev,
they hang that award, that reward is gonna be told.
and take me
What you
to
got?
another place. You singing that song. See, now the trap music, we went back to that. Now fuck the mother niggas come down for my niggas. Now, when you play that song in a community in Milwaukee, that shit's gonna lead to some trouble. That's gonna lead to somebody getting fucked up most times. But I was in the club in Atlanta and that came on, and you know what they did? Everyone just liked the song and it was a party. It's not like that here. It's not a party. Someone's gonna get fucked up because we down for our niggas. But in other cities, it's just a song. That trap therapy, I don't know, man.
Right. You see, that's and that right there, those types of songs is how we know how those songs are low vibration. You know what I mean? Because we went through that era. When that
Yeah.
song come on, every nigga in the club gets up. You know what I mean? And it might
Yeah.
be a fight. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So nowadays when we talk about the music and the vibrations of this music and we hear it, we know what we hear. We done heard this before. We done been through this. You know what I'm saying? We done had these feelings when we heard this music before.
Because if we had like a
Yeah.
podcast festival, Kev, and they start playing Fuck Them Other Niggas Come Down with my niggas, I'm throwing stuff at the other podcast people. I'm throwing stuff because I'm down for mine. So, yeah. It's like,
You know what? You can throw stuff. I'm packing my shit up because I pay too much
Hey,
for my
that's
shit.
that's cutthroat court.
I mean, we not throwing equipment. I had maybe like some muffins or something. That's all I was throwing. Nothing major.
Throwing muffins, right?
Fuck y'all.
Threw
You
all
know,
from our vitalities and shit. He come out
I
like,
don't
wait a
want to
minute,
hurt
guys.
them. No.
Listen, I'm old enough. I'm old enough to reflect on a time when my mind wasn't functioning like it was. Okay, I mean, like it should. I'm old enough to understand when I was young. At one point, I had a misunderstanding of what I needed to be doing as a man. Um, and I didn't at one point really rationalize because I was so upset about the way things were. I was so pissed off about the state of the community that I thought I needed to whoop somebody ass to prove a point. And sometimes it's just misconstrued masculinity. I'm here to tell. I think Dre Day said you don't have to kill to earn. Somebody said that in the chat room, or should I call it the trap room? Right? Um,
Hey.
you, aggressiveness, over the top aggressiveness, is something that we as young black men are taught at an early age. Right? It's oh, he said that to you. You better punch him in his shit. Right? And my mother, God bless her, she had a cardinal rule. You better not come home talking about somebody bullied on you. I couldn't come in the house to my mom and say, bullying on my mother be like, what? Somebody bullied on you. I tell you what, the next day when I went to school, I had chains, I had knives, screwdrivers, I had all kinds of weapons in my pocket. And she told me, motherfucker touch you, try your best to kill that son bitch. And that's the mentality that she built us with. So like I got to the point where it didn't take me long. Whenever I was a little kid, yeah, pow. And when they would call Miss Barnes, she said, "Yeah, okay, send him home. I bring him back." That's what I told him to do. And so this is what we were taught. And so when I got older, I started saying, "Damn, man, I hit some people that I probably shouldn't have hit." You know, slapped some people that I probably shouldn't have slapped. So in this world, sometimes you hit or slap the wrong person, and you don't live to tell about it. You don't live to
Yeah.
talk about it. So this is why we gotta find other ways to solve our conflict. My sister Samantha said it's yellow tape on 35th and Locust. She said it's taped off. Um, she said check on your people. Yeah, if you know somebody in that area, see, figure it out, see what's going on, man. Unfortunately, that's where we're living at. T. Arthur said, the A.L. Smith building and the old Breath, all that stuff, and that corridor, 35th in that general area. Yes, that's it. But I don't even gotta go there. I can look at Midtown. I talk about Midtown. Midtown is a crying shame, right? Especially since they don't really want us in Wauwatosa, but that's where we gotta go shop. We gotta go to Brookfield. We gotta go places where we're not wanted um, to shop. And we got places that we could have stores and stuff. And, they go in Walmart, they go to shooting, right? I won't say you people, right? Because not all y'all shooting in Walmart, but how many, fights? I done been in Walmart where some sisters got it up. Like, damn, it's braids and sandals everywhere. Like I didn't. It's we got to do better as a people, and that's me included. So I'm not just pointing my finger. We got to do better. Period. We got to do better at mentoring young people. Black men, we got to do better at dealing with our emotions. Sisters, y'all got to calm down a little bit. The sisters going
Sometimes it be
wild.
up, Kev, because I know it's a chick from high school. Most of my fights I've been jumped, and most of the time I win. I come out all right. I've never had a head up, but I've usually been jumped. But I know I told her that when I see you again, I'm gonna beat your motherfucking ass. And I didn't see her again so maybe like 2, 3, 4 years ago from high school, and we was in Walmart, and the standoff was so like
You wasn't up
the
in
energy
Walmart
between
fighting,
us
was
was like, folks, we can get it in right now, but at the same time, we grown as hell and we don't want to cause no scene. But
you? Right. I,
yeah, and I think that be the
that's our
mindset. A
community.
lot of chicks, when they say it's on, like here in Milwaukee, they mean that shit. People mean it. On site. On site is really when I see you anywhere. On site is yes, it's a real
Right.
thing.
And the conversation in the chat room is great. Earl Henning said, because we know that the only black people they want up north is the prisoners' families um, fed up there, right? Antonia Anderson, you right. She said her mama said if we let somebody whoop our ass, she was gonna whoop her. Yeah, my mom. That was one of my mom's famous quotes. Like, you go out here, come home talking about you got your ass whooped, you gonna get your ass whooped again by me. And I personally felt like I'd rather fight anybody than I didn't want to deal with moms. I thought my mother was a raging murderer, right? She wasn't, not because but she'd whoop ass. She didn't. I seen her whoop grown people too. So it's like, damn, I know she whooped her. What's she gonna do to me? I'm a kid. Um, but she grew up mad because she came from the Jim Crow South. So that anger my mother got in that cotton field down south, and that what she would talk about it like it was yesterday. That 107-degree sun with 75 acres of cotton to pick, and the way white people treated them in Mississippi, and the way her dad treated them, and she was angry about it. She was pissed about it. She gets so mad just talking about it, and it was 30 years later. So it was ingrained in her. So they say hurt people, right? And I tell black people all the time, figure out what you mad about. Some of us pissed off, and we ain't never really sat down and said, what the hell is wrong with me? Right? Like, why am I? What is this? What issue am I dealing with? If it's something that you need professional help for, go and get the help before you hurt somebody or you hurt yourself. Suicide. I mean, we used to think black people didn't commit suicide. Remember, we used to say black people don't commit suicide. That shit ain't true. Black people right now committing suicide left and right. Right. So obviously there's something amiss in our community, and we all need to work to find solutions. What else we got? There actually, and on this note, there's actually an institute developed right now at Morehouse. They're coming up with a study to figure out issues that affect black men, right? There's an institute that's going to be dedicated to it. You know, and so this is a good thing. I know there's women's studies. So sisters saying, what about the sisters? Well, there's women's studies everywhere. Like I don't, and sisters have always been a little bit more vocal than brothers. Brothers tend to keep shit on the inside. Sisters will tell you, you sit down, shit. And this motherfucker, guess what he did? And I tell the motherfucker, listen, nigga, you be like, damn, girl, I just asked you how I get to Walmart. You done told me a whole damn life story. I don't even know you. But brothers be keeping shit pent up. So it's important that we start putting out here like what a brother actually got to deal with. Um,
But people
Antonia
have to
said,
actually care and listen. Because I know when me and my ex started talking back, I asked him how he was doing, and he was like, "Do you really want to know, or you want me to lie?" Because black men can't really show their emotions; they can't tell the truth. And it's like you actually have to be a person that's willing to listen. And you know what I'm saying? And some black men don't want answers; they don't want solutions. They just want to fucking talk and vent. They don't want you interrupting. They just want to get that shit off. It's a lot of different ways, different things.
well, one of those old school sayings my daddy used to say when people say, "How you doing?" He would say, "I ain't got no complaints, and if I did, who would care anyways?" Like so, that's how most of us feel. Like, do you really care? Like, do you don't really use that? How you doing, Kevin? And then you start talking about some other shit immediately. You didn't really care. You just asked me for the fun of it.
Yeah, and I
You
thought
know,
yesterday.
What I learned. My bad, Courtney. But what I learned over time is, you got to talk about the stuff to get it off. And one reason is because see that shit get harbored in your body. You know what I mean? Resentment, all that shit, trauma, that shit get harbored in your body. You gotta talk about it. You gotta speak this shit out your body. You know what I mean? There's vibrations in your voice, it's energy. You know what I mean? So you gotta speak that shit out. You gotta talk this shit out so you can get over it. I'm sure y'all done had conversations before with people and you talking about something and you know what I mean? They like Cordy said, they don't even have to say nothing. Sometimes you just gotta vent. You know what I mean? And you talk and you talk and you talk and you talk and then you feel better afterwards. You know what I mean? That's because that shit get harbored in you. That's energy, man. You gotta speak it out. Peace, y'all. Peace, man. But you know what I mean?
just
You gotta
here,
speak it.
sorry to hear Kamar. Yeah, Kamar's live, so I y'all just got to bear with it. He's live. He's doing his Meatless Mondays event, so I apologize for that. I got to
But
get a
like you
better
said, what
system.
your dad said, Kev, I realized recently that, unless you're dealing with somebody, I've been going through some shit for like the past 2 weeks, and the only person that really gives a fuck is my ex, because we dealing with each other. It's like, you may talk to different people about it and vent and get it off. And a lot of people might not give a fuck. They might, do some conversing with you, and after you get off the phone, ain't nobody think about your shit no more. You still thinking about it. But like Kamar said, a lot of us, I know I'm one of those people that I have to get it off. I will talk to numerous people. I will talk to people at work, whatever, because I'm not worried about people judging me, but I know I got to get this shit off, or this could lead to a situation if I don't. Because then I'm just keep this energy in me. Then I'm going to get madder and madder. Then it's going to be a fucking problem. So, yeah, talking, getting that shit off, it matters sometimes, even if nobody really cares. But usually it's just your spouse that cares, really, unless you got a best friend. But I realize it's really just your spouse. It's the only person that give a fuck.
I don't think it matters if you talking to somebody you don't care unless you worried about what they got to say. You know
Right.
what I mean? It's just about you venting, getting that shit up off your chest. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Just find somebody who you can vent.
Exactly.
You know what? I've learned because like I said, I came up in a situation where I was taught that as a man, you deal with your shit on your own, right? Like so I for so long what I would do as a youngster is whatever I was mad about, I use it as motivation to get things done. And one of the things that as a youngster, I was a great football player because when I got on the football field, that's where all that stuff, that's where it came out at, right? So it wasn't nothing for me to knock your ass out because I was just channeling all that frustration. And as I got older, I learned to let it fuel my focus. So when I went to work and I said I need to get this done, or when I had something to do, I would use that pent up energy to do so. But everybody can't do that. It's processing. It's the way you process. Everybody can't do that, and everybody doesn't have an outlet. So I tell brothers, get a hobby, man. It's something that you do, like you're like, okay, you make no money doing that. Well, you can't make money doing everything. You got to find something that you can do as the release. Sit down and draw some pictures. Write a poem, right? Like for some people, rapping and making music and just having a creative outlet is a way to get that stress, and all that tension because we're all under pressure, man. If you got children, you got a family, you under pressure. We energies don't take. I'm a little depressed this month, y'all. Oh, okay, well, Mr. Barnes, don't worry about the big shit. Well, your depressed ass finna be in the dark. So we're all under pressure, man. You gotta find some way to kind of relieve that, or they say pressure bust pipes. Um, Antonio Anderson asked me about the Grand Theft Auto game, and did I think that that had an influence on children? I'm a video game dude. I came up in that era, so I kind of believe that that the video games do have an influence. Now we got a caller. Let me see if I can bring this caller in. Caller,
Hey,
you
I
live
like
on all
callers.
already? Can you hear me?
Hey, good evening there to you, Mr. Barnes. This is Dr. St. Croix giving you a call this evening. Sir, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Can y'all hear Brother Sabaka?
A little bit.
Okay. They a little bit. You can't hear him.
A
He's
little
not
bit.
loud enough, Courtney.
You see, I'm trying to get closer to my phone. Like what?
Okay. What you got, my brother?
Yes, sir, man. I just want to ask you, a quick subject. What's the topics you?
Well, we were talking about a bunch of different stuff like we always do on Outlaw Radio. We were talking about some murders that just happened here. We
Okay.
we were talking about the need for to deal with our trauma in our community. Just a bunch of different stuff. What you got on your mind?
Oh, yes, sir. Absolutely. As you know, we're doing Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced tomorrow night. And we're still putting it out there that we're still waiting for these Biden supporters to give us a call, or these, what are they? They got a new term for them, these Bidenists, you know what I mean? Is because, once again, the Democratic Party let us down. Our people thought that they was going to give us all this good stuff. They're not talking about any type of tangibles. They're still lumping us as people of color, but we are black people in America. And also, too, we're going to be talking about women in prison tomorrow night on Shabaka's Black Experience. And quite naturally, of course, we're going to be dealing, with black women in particular. And then on top of that, looking across the nation right here, I want to comment on this mayor of New York that they have. Ken Adams, I believe is his name, or what have you. And from what I understand is that he is trying to get legislation passed in the great state of New York, allowing illegals and non-citizens the right to vote. So once again, black family, that there just goes to show is that the Democratic Party let us down once again. They've been pimping us and bumping our heads for the last 50 years, and it's time for us to set up our own political party.
All right, my brother. What time is your show?
Okay, it will be 6 p.m. in the Pacific. I believe that you are in the Central, so that day would be at 8 p.m. your time.
Okay.
And the phone number to call in is 516-418-5996. And we're still putting it out there, Mr. Barnes, that we're still waiting on these Biden supporters to just still call us in and see about what type of tangibles should this regime, administration, or what have you, should be kicking to us as you know, that we are demanding $100 trillion in tangibles, something that you can see, something that you could feel, such as land, such as commercial infrastructure, such as banking, and what have you. And then we as a people have got to get away from the mindset, figuring that the only way for us to progress is to be inclusive. Now, the thing is that you have to understand is that we contribute greatly to not so much to the economy of the United States or any other major industrial nation, but to the economy of the world. If it wasn't for the continent of Africa, you wouldn't have no titanium. You wouldn't have no bauxite. You wouldn't have no silicon. You wouldn't have no gold. You wouldn't have no essential materials that are needed to develop industrialized nations. Okay, white folk understand that better than we do. But the leadership in the black community, and I'm mainly talking about your Uncle Tim Scotts, your Hakeem Jeffries, Kamala Harris's, sellouts like that, the huge disappointment in the Barack Obama administration and things of that nature right there. So what it is, black family, because you all got something I no longer have, that is youth. We've got to become producers and innovators and developing for ourselves. As the great Marcus Garvey said almost over 100 years ago, race first. That's not bigotry. That's not hatred. That there is just simply being intelligent and watching out for our self-interest as all these other groups do.
All right, my brother. I'm a share your show. I've been on there several times. I know that the conversation is real on there. I'm gonna share it
Yes,
in
sir.
my group. I'm gonna share it in the People's News Network, and make sure you keep tuned in. I'm glad you're supporting the show, man. Shout out to Jesse Paris and the whole staff that you got over there, man. Y'all do a good job of kicking the real.
I love you, Shabaka.
And I also too, I've been appearing on other podcast shows, getting the word out, and we tell it like it is. Sometimes the language may get a little bit colorful, as you know. Sometimes it get downright off the hook. Sometimes, man, we have idiots calling in and we just simply escort them to the digital door and whatnot. But we definitely appreciate your support. We definitely appreciate you sharing the show. And I'm always making a point to share your show of what you gentlemen got going on because you brothers are deep. And, you all are the generation after me, man. And I'm very, very proud that you brothers are conscious. I'm very, very proud that you brothers have looked back into our story and has taken out the stuff and brought to light that they wish to keep hidden from us, particularly our youth. You see what I mean? And then also too, Mr. Barnes, we're always crumb bumming on Hollywood, and we will continue to crumb bum on Hollywood, is because they had stolen a lot of black talent that they didn't give us credit for, and then try to claim it for themselves. Case in point, you got all these homosexuals that came up out of Greece talking about they discovered Kemet and they renamed it Egypt. How are you going to discover something, man, that's already been there?
That's what I'm saying, man. Y'all got to tune in, brother Shabaka. We gonna get you in. I want to get you on my schedule. You want to come on, be a guest instead of calling in. I want you to
Oh,
come
yes,
in and
sir.
sit on the panel.
Yes, sir. Okay, so definitely inbox me, okay? You can inbox me, man. I would love very, very much to do that.
All right, my brother. Peace and love.
Bye,
Always.
Shabaka.
Oh, no problem, man. Pleasure. All right. Yeah,
Like
man.
I'm over here
Shabaka,
like a
man.
groupie. He ain't even acknowledging me. I'm over here, Shabaka. I love you. Hey,
I
Shabaka.
don't think he could hear you.
Shabaka.
I don't think he
Hey.
can hear you. I don't think he can hear you. I'm sure he's appreciative of your appreciation of him. He's a deep brother, man. I've been like I said, he's on there on Blog Talk Radio. I've been on there a bunch of times and some great conversations. Um, but yeah, man, shout out to everybody in the chat room. Shout out to Shabaka. Shout out to Jesse Paris. A lot of his people. If you're interested in Shabaka's show, it's in the chat room. And they're on our YouTube page too. So shout out to everybody. People don't realize we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, and we're on Twitter live on all three at the same
It's
time.
not in the
Right?
chat
Like
room,
so,
Kev. Well, it depends on what
uh,
chat room you're in. Because if you're on the
I'm
Facebook chat room, that information is not there.
right. You're right. You're right, Courtney. It's in the YouTube. It's on the YouTube because they're watching via YouTube, so I can see them both. On my little. But
Mm-hmm.
it's Frontline Black News on YouTube. I share the links. I share it in the People's News Network all the time. But so it's like 9 o'clock, man. So we wanna close out with some stuff. I want to shout out to Truman McGee because Funky Fresh Spring Rolls just inked a deal with Palermo Pizza so that they're gonna be distributing Funky Fresh Spring Rolls in grocery stores. Oh man, that's a big move. Like that is a big thing,
Uh,
right?
Yeah.
Um, you know,
hey,
shout out.
look,
He's been on.
and hey, listen, and a lot of people question the importance of the Sherman Phoenix. You know what I'm saying? And this is the type of stuff that's springing out of it, man. Greatness, man. Black people doing good things, man. Dope shit.
Right. Right. That's big, man. For
Yeah.
Palermo's, for them to come in and partner. And there's when you the stories in the People's News Network, and he said that he was once on a board with I guess the CEO of Palermo's, and he said at that point that I'm gonna do business with him one day. And lo and behold, speak it, put it in the atmosphere. And there's a lot of black entrepreneurs with great ideas and great products. This is why we have to push that. It's why we got to support our own, man. It's why you got to support Outlaw Radio, man. It's
Man,
the best thing to do.
that's what we do. We the original innovators. We the original creators. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
That quality of God runs deep in our soul. You know what I'm
yes,
saying? We
yes, yes.
are the original, man. That's what we do. Everything we
Yeah,
do is everything they got is a spin off of something we done.
right.
Or they stole it all out, flat out. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do, man.
And
Let's just,
that's what
let's
Shabbat
my bag.
was talking about.
Yeah, my bag. I just wanted to say, you know what I mean? Let's recognize that
Go
in
ahead.
each other and support it. That's it. You know what I mean? Let's recognize that greatness in each other and support it, man.
Kamar, we should go get a
Yeah,
store. We should open up a shop.
Man, I'm trying
hey,
to tell you.
I'm saying no, we should get a shop. We should have a
I'm trying to
conversation.
tell you.
Like everybody else
Yeah,
getting shops, we should get a shop.
definitely.
And then you can come be
Definitely.
live, Kev, because you don't never leave the crib. We can update the back room of the shop. You know what I'm saying? Make
Definitely.
that make that the spot.
you you know, Courtney, Kamar and myself have discussed many a time a centralized location, which would be a cultural center, which products were sold, black entrepreneurship was encouraged,
Yep.
forums,
We gonna get
reading
that.
spaces. We've talked about this many a times. So yeah, it just goes to show why you fit in on the show because you know great minds think alike. So yeah, we've talked about that,
We
and
gonna
we've
we gonna
gotten close.
talk real soon. We gonna talk real soon about that.
Yeah, because I know you don't leave the house,
Actually,
Kev. So that's why I got to be an outdoor meeting. We got to come meet us somewhere to talk about it, Kev. Not on the phone. Come meet us.
pri- prior to the pandemic, we were moving in that direction until the whole world shut down. We were like on
Yeah.
the edge of looking for a building.
Hey,
So
I
and then
was just telling the story about when we went up to Sheriff Phoenix. You know what I mean? And we had all that equipment, not realized like, wait a minute, this is the easier way to do this. We came in, we
right.
got lights and shit and laptops.
And Outlaw Radio is a whole lot more portable now. Like now I could just take one bag and I can bring the show to wherever you are. So I'm dealing once this thing is recovered, once I recover fully from my medical procedure and my strength is back to where it was. I can't just go out and not be at I got to be at full strength because you know me, I don't support no unsolicited banging on no outlaw. So once I do get back on that, then we're gonna get mobile as hell. Like people gonna get tired of seeing us. Trust me, they'll get tired of seeing Outlaw Radio at every event. So they'll see it. And I once was on that before. It just so happened that over the
Hmm.
last things transpired. Some old football shit came up and caught up with me. Like, oh, you want to run into people as hard as you can? Okay, here you go. This is what your back said. So we gonna get it together, man. It's gonna all come together like butt cheeks. I want y'all to pay attention to the three cops who were with Derek Chauvin when they violated George Floyd's civil rights are now on trial in Minnesota. And people say, well, they didn't do it. Well, they didn't stop it either. And I don't
Yeah,
know,
party to a crime. That's what that is. That's
right,
party to a crime.
Just like
You
everybody
that's
there?
right.
killed
You
girl
with
getting
them?
killed at Burger King. Everybody getting locked up. Same thing.
Right, right. Party to a crime. That's what you give us in our community. Party to a crime. So go ahead. You know, my mama say, yo ass go in the wagon, come too. Y'all know what that
Yep.
means. It means if it's
Yep.
good for the goose, it's good for the gander, right? Oh, and I wanted y'all to pay attention because one of my favorite shows, The Husbands of Hollywood, is coming back with Kevin Hart and all of
Oh
that
yeah,
was my
that
show.
shit was hilarious, man.
I, listen, I used to crack up off the shit. So it's coming back. They're bringing it back. And I discovered a new show. Listen, if y'all ain't seen, do this and write this down. When you go home, when we get off the air tonight, don't do it now because we on the air. There's a show called The Miss Pat Show. It was on BET. It's now on Paramount. I don't know if people have that, but Google it and find it. This is the realest show you have ever seen. It's a black sitcom. It's the realest shit I've ever seen on TV. In terms of how they communicate, this sister is hilarious. Like she is on there, and
What is this? What is it?
it's
Miss
called the
Pat,
Miss Pat Show. The Miss Pat Show.
is she a
Oh my
comedian?
Which
goodness,
what
she
station it
is.
come on?
Well, it was on BET, their streaming channel. Now, I see. I don't have cable. I do the streaming. I do the apps. I do I do the apps. So we got it on the Paramount Network. You probably can find it on Amazon. Just Google it and find out where you can see it at. They
Yeah.
just got renewed for a second season. This sister plays. She's a stand-up comedian, but she's formerly incarcerated from the slums of GA. And she's had all these real life black issues, and like no punches are pulled. I'm trying to tell you, you're gonna be watching, and your eyes gonna be so big. Even how she talks to her kids, how she talks to her husband,
You
how she talks
said
to white
the
people.
Miss Pat show.
The Miss Pat Show.
And
I watched.
if y'all go on YouTube and go to maybe Seth Rogen's podcast, he has
Okay.
I think Seth Rogen, he has an episode with Miss Pat. And just listen to her
Oh,
story. Like with her being a comedian, but her story, that's just so deep and so motherfucking real. You know, people most of the time we turn our pain into something funny. But that shit real as a motherfucker. Her life was something. That shit was something serious, you know. So yeah, if you
Yeah,
ever got time to go check out her story, I know she's told it a couple times, but I heard it on the Seth Rogen podcast and on YouTube.
yeah.
So yeah, or
It's a
just
funny
Google Miss
white dude.
Pat on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm telling you. You when y'all go watch it, y'all gonna be hitting me up like, Kev, this shit's crazy. I'm telling you, this is wild. My wife and I watched it for the first time last night. And we was just bugging out. Tiasha Arthur said she sometimes is on Facebook and she does skits. I didn't know. I was we started watching this and I know my wife really don't do a lot of profanity and stuff like that, but we watched it and it was just like she's talking to her kids like my mom used to talk to us. You don't sit your dumb black ass like my mom used to go. You get cut, called everything except for a child of God early on Saturday morning for not getting out to bed early enough. So it's
Little
real.
stupid
It's check it out,
motherfucker.
man. It's a great show. Um, and I want to leave y'all tonight. Now, Courtney, I wanted to do Courtney's Corner. Now, do you have a book or were you
You
prepared?
know
Because we
I
always want to do
do
Courtney's
actually.
Corner to encourage people to read.
That's what I'm
Do
here
you have a
for. I'm
book
here to
prepared for
show y'all
Courtney's froze
books.
on me? My whole joint is froze. I'm the only one
So
moving right now, y'all.
It
I got.
ain't
Let me
froze
see if I
over
can make
here.
sure everybody's in before
Am
we
I
close
froze?
out.
Nope. You good, Courtney.
They
Uh,
see me?
uh,
Okay.
okay.
Kev, you
Yep,
froze?
all y'all good.
Are we
Y'all
okay?
look good on
Is
my end.
everybody back?
Yeah.
Oh, it's because Kev just got that old computer. That's why your stuff tripping. We get not froze. You
All
slowed
right.
down. We good.
It looks like y'all.
We
Okay,
got new
okay, we good.
equipment and
It looked
shit.
like
Right.
y'all
That's
froze
Kev
for
with
me.
all that new equipment over there.
Yeah, I got new equipment over here.
Right. All that new
Y'all
equipment.
behave.
But yeah. So we got the
I
four
feel a lot of
agreements.
heat coming from the end of that couch.
So we
Go
got the
ahead, Courtney.
four agreements. And the four agreements, if you want to know them, the first one is to be impeccable with your word. Second one is don't take anything personally. The third, don't make assumptions. The fourth, always do your best. But if you want to listen to the whole book, it is on YouTube. Type in the four agreements by what was his name? Don Miguel Ruiz Riva. So look them up. You know what I'm saying? YouTube it. Y'all can just listen to it while you working or while you jogging or while you just laying in the bed. And sometimes when you apply these different things to your life, it makes you change, especially that one. Don't take everything personally, because we take a lot of shit personal. We do indeed, and you shouldn't. You shouldn't, because what somebody else feels, what they're saying, or what they're doing, or what they're projecting, a lot of times they ain't got shit to do with you. Don't take that shit personal. Just be like, man, fuck you. On the inside, you ain't got to say it out loud, but on the inside.
I like how everybody go at my equipment when things go wrong. Tiasha Arthur said I got an old yeah, that's funny. I do want to close the show by telling y'all about something called 6 degrees of separation. Okay. You got to understand, as a black community, we all are one. This is why we always say we need common unity in the community. You have to understand, anytime you're looking out the window and you saying those people, or it ain't got nothing to do with me, it's only a footstep away from you. I can find anybody in this city via people who I know. 6 degrees of separation. I bet you my cousin, uncle, auntie, sister, cousin who used to go to church with your mama, grandmama know you. I can find you and you can find me. We all on the north side, right? And in America, that's how we are. We're all connected. We all kinfolk. Now I know all skin folk ain't kinfolk, but we're all kin. So we should be on one accord. And this is why it's so important that we figure out solutions for our community together. It's not about. I always say one brother is not a monolith. This is not the 50s. We won't have one man to lead us. It has to be a collective right now. Brothers and sisters gotta work it out. It ain't just brothers gonna work it out. Brothers and sisters gotta work it out together, collectively. What's the word that the coward Karenga came up with? He didn't come up with it, but he used it. Umoja? Is that what is that? What is that? What is umoja, right? I know somebody knows it. Who knows
Moja,
that's one of your principles, right?
come on, what is it? I'm
It's
gonna Google
togetherness,
What?
right?
it.
It's
What
Umoja.
is
collectiveness. It's collective collect
Emoja?
together.
That's
Right.
So why you ask us then, Kev? If you
that's
know
the
it, stop playing.
pronunciation.
It was
Cause
a
he
it
wanna
was it
act
was it
like
was
he wanna act
Right?
like he don't know shit because
Right.
of
Don't do
Karanga.
if you know it, stop playing
He,
putting us
hey,
on
he
the
wanna
spot
act
because
like he
we
don't
don't
know
know what
shit
to
because
do
of
that.
Karanga. You know what I'm saying?
Asking us what a big ass word mean. No, we don't know it, but you know it. Like what? What does onomatopoeia mean?
It's Swahili.
Like what is
I mean, I guess my point is, if we don't do this for us, nobody's gonna do it for us, right? We have to do
Right.
this. The bus ain't coming that you waiting on. There will be no
No
savior.
doubt.
It has to be us who saves us, right? And I don't know what's going on with my signal, but it's going haywire. So, peace and love, man. You know, I will see y'all Wednesday night. And hopefully my signal will be better on Wednesday night. But until then, thank you for tuning in. And I will see y'all when I see y'all. All right.
Peace.